Hey Caroline, how are you doing this week?
Oh, good, good. I'm tired.
I understand it can be stressful sometimes. So last week we were talking about how, you were moving and you're kind of trying to get everything situated with the new move and everything, and I was just kind of checking up to see how you're doing on that.
It's so overwhelming. It's been such a big move. It has taken a lot out of me, but it's coming along not quite as fast. I mean, there's still things that I need to do, but it's tough.
I understand. Sounds like you have a lot of stress and worry about the actual move, and that there's a lot of pieces to be put together before you actually will get to that point where you're there. Am I correct?
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. Because there's just until it's all done, I don't feel settled completely.
Right.
I mean, I have enough. I have to find a way to make it comfortable for me,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's just kind of hit or miss, and picking one box and looking at it and decide what to keep, what not to keep,
Right.
where to put things. So it should be fun, but it's not at that level yet. So.
I understand. And it can be such a stressful thing, changing everything about where you live is so stressful. You mentioned that you're trying to find things where it can make maybe more homey. So I was wondering, maybe we can kind of brainstorm some things that you can bring into the new home to make it feel, even though you're not there yet, I know you're not, but maybe we can bring some pieces in, or maybe there's something that you can do to make the home feel more yours.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that just by adding more of trying to figure out how to add me into it.
Mm-hmm.
Because the house was furnished and I had to get rid of all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there are certain things like even just creating my office space,
Right.
which is real important. So I have really kind of started on that, but yeah, there's curtains that I could put because there's no door,
Right.
something pretty. And I know, it's like, oh, so many things I know need to be done, and I write them down, and then the day gets by, and I'm just like,
Yes.
the day's gone, forgotten.
I understand. And that end of day feeling where you're like, where did the day go, is so apparent in just every life. And you just have to really kind of keep on trucking and, get through it the way that you can. And I see that you're doing that, and that's really good and important. And I think that hopefully once you start getting those things, that'll make you remind you to stop and be grateful for your move and your new place. That can maybe help break up that stress of the day.
And it does, because I am so grateful.
Mm-hmm.
I love where I live, and I love that even if it's not all done, that it's done enough.
Right.
And I can, I've just got so much studying to do and keeping track of that. But the place I'm in, the pulling into, the neighborhood just gives me peace.
Right.
And when I get all stressed out, I can go out and spend time with the neighbors at the club if I feel like I'm social. So I like the fact that I don't have to be, if I'm just tired, but I'm kind of forcing myself to go out to like the clubhouse.
Right.
Because I know that someone will be there, and if they're not, then I'm still going to relax.
Right.
It's just a matter of the homework, getting that organized. The
Yes.
schoolwork has been tough.
I understand. Schoolwork can be very stressful, and that's wonderful that you have that community to depend on and kind of have that sense of, a community in your neighborhood. And I think that's very important for you. So have you, have you got to meet a lot of your neighbors through that community center, or just a few?
I don't even know who my actual neighbors are per se,
Okay.
but I've met one who he's a much older community, and I just love older people. So, and every time if he's there, he'll introduce me to the next person. So,
Right.
being that I just started doing that, I'm finding that yes, I will. Everybody keeps to themselves. Like I said, I don't know anybody. They don't really know much about each other. But if you need to be, around people, then you can, and that's the beauty to me of it all.
That's wonderful. So you can have kind of both sides. The solitary, you can have your time for yourself, and then you can also go out and be with your community and kind of get to know them. It sounds like you're working really well towards that goal of getting involved into your community. And I think we should definitely keep on that track, and maybe I think you're making great steps towards that progress. So we should definitely keep going to the community centers. And I know you're very involved in your church as well, so I was wondering how that's going, if you're still continuing.
Well, I'm missing a few services, a few weeks, and I've lost that routine because I've moved. So my church is the same church, but at a different location, and it's changed. I used to go to Saturday night and loved it, look forward to it, and it's only they don't have Saturday night, so I am going. I haven't gotten too involved yet. I really just don't know how, and I think I'm just got too much time on my hands that even though it's schoolwork, I'm not working yet.
Right.
So there is no real sense of structure. You know, the more I have to do, the more I'll get done.
Yes.
So I'm a little lost without that structure. And
I understand.
Yeah, it's definitely thrown me off.
So the structure's throwing you off. Is there anything that we could maybe work on together to make a plan to put that structure in your daily life so you feel more settled and maybe can get more into a routine?
I think I started with work on my resume with this at the school, and she mentioned that might even want to hire somebody who was professional to do that resume to make it what I need it to be. And I think once I get that done, then I know that the jobs might start following, because I've been offered jobs, but I'm not in a place to accept anything. Every time I meet somebody, they will, we come counsel my kids or come work in my doctor wants me to work his office. I'm not in a place yet.
Right.
But that I think would be the biggest thing I need to do right now is focus on the resume.
I think that's a good goal. So maybe this next week we can work on the resume and focus on what kind of job you are looking for, and kind of maybe just make a mental map in your mind for what you're looking for, because a lot of the times if we know what we're looking, it'll come up. And so I think that that's a good goal to kind of work on the resume. Maybe having someone being hired is a good approach for that. It can be so tough getting those skills written right. So I think that that's a good goal for the resume, and then hopefully you'll be able to get into more of a routine once job interviews come in, and then you'll be able to get that schoolwork and really focus on the differences.
Yeah, I definitely miss the camaraderie of work associates. Without that camaraderie, it's almost like okay,
Right.
Yet I like to be alone. I'm very happy with my own company.
Right.
But I do miss the camaraderie of work relationships.
I understand. That work environment is very hard to let go whenever you've been in the work field for a very long time and you're used to having coworkers that you're close with and you have relationships with. So I'm sure that soon enough somebody will come along and you'll be right back into that routine. But until then, just keep working on those coping skills, and maybe we can think of is there anything else that you have thought about with working on your coping skills this last week?
It's been okay this week. My biggest thing is I love to be in the sun, and it's been rainy all week.
Yes.
So it's kind of been frustrating, and I could have really done so much in the house, but before I would be laying out and just relaxing. It's my therapy. I'm peaceful, and then I would come in and I get so much done.
Right.
And it's just been so rainy, so it just really just has left me feeling like, oh well, I'm not doing much. So I know that I've got to just lift myself up, I guess.
Definitely. So what are some of the things that we can maybe do on a rainy day to lift you up? I know the sunshine can make everybody happy, and I love being sunshine too, but maybe can we brainstorm some ideas, maybe that on a rainy day? Is there anything you like to do, indoor activities, or?
Yeah, I think, I've bought some new movies. I love movies, and some just feel good books. So on
Yes.
a rainy day, that if I can get my mind to slow down and not think about the schoolwork,
Right.
and I've got to just figure out how to schedule the schoolwork. And I picked a day this week where I wasn't going to think about it. I wasn't going to do any schoolwork, so that I've got to balance the homework.
Yes.
Because it's not that much, and I have the time,
Mm-hmm.
but because because I have so much time, it's almost as if I didn't have so